Hi, this is Awakening Talk with Danielle.
And Earl.
And as you notice, we have a different background today because, my phone won't hold adequate storage. So we are no longer recording with the phone, and we'll probably mess around with this maybe a couple times. And when it fails, then we'll probably do Zoom or something. But we're working on the live YouTube stream, but we couldn't do that today because you have to have 24-hour notice. So anyway, that's that. So, we're talking about twin flames today. So, yay, this is our fourth take.
Fourth take.
We ought to be really good at it by now, but probably not.
Okay, so when we first started about twin flames, it was explained to us that we're one soul, and it's split into masculine and feminine, and both aspects incarnate on Earth at the same time. Mm-hmm. And so part of our journey on Earth as a twin flame soul is to find our other half and join together and become whole by that union, right?
Yeah.
And so it's this whole like searching and activating thing.
It had something to do with karma too, like when you first incarnated down here, from like whenever it started until this is the big finisher, right? So this is the big show that we came down here for to help make. I was going to say levitate. That's not right. Oh my. To help bring the ascension. There you go. Yeah. Awakening talk. So anyway, yeah, we're supposed to be helping with that, and that's supposed to help with the whole twin flame thing, right? So once all the twin flames get together, some people said that's part of the 144,000 thing, that it's 144,000 twin souls that get together that help their love basically makes the planet go up, I guess. Yeah, we don't agree with that.
Right.
So, we're going to explain why, and that's one of the exciting things to get to the end of the video. So if you were under the impression that this is a normal twin flame conversation, it's probably not, because
we have a little different take on the twin flame scenario.
Yeah, so basically, Earl and I met in college, and if anybody was a twin flame, it would be us, because it was the whole like love at first sight, massive, connection. I knew right away that he's the one. It all ended there, and it's just not what we've read about twin flames here recently has been rather toxic. You get together with this person, you find this person, first of all, you find him or you walk past him or something, and something in you knows, bam, that's the one, right? There's something about this person. And then you like go off your separate ways and you learn something, okay? And you fix something, and then you come back, you might get triggered by something, maybe you eventually start to date. A lot of the twin flames, they don't date though, or they haven't gotten together yet, or it takes them forever to get together, or it's a physical thing, and then they don't really learn from the whole experience, and then they separate. It's devastating, and then they come back together.
There's a lot of people that are convinced their twin flame is somebody that's very toxic, and so they stay with this person, believing that they're in this twin flame.
Yeah, so they stay with them because they think that that's God wanted them with this person. I'm sorry, but God doesn't want you to suffer. I mean, God is all about love, and that's the whole reason, we're here. We're here to learn and to love and to make this beautiful life and to understand. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of crap that happens to you along the way that, can turn into this massive love fest, but it's, I don't think God's like, hey, Danielle, Earl, you're gonna make each other suffer a lot, like massive, but you're gonna like it. And don't get me wrong, like I feel like God sometimes may think that, but I don't think that's what we're getting at here. And I'm going to give you a little bit of my history. I was having a moment where I was getting really irritated because I was told that I was in this twin flame thing, and it was this whole big, thing. And I thought, well, it does kind of make sense because Earl and I have these things that we do. Sometimes it's like when he's feeling up, I'm feeling down. When he's feeling down, I'm feeling up. And it's really insane. And like,
So it was kind of explained like, oh, that's our twin flame balancing.
right, like
kind of
a
stuff.
balance unbalanced connection, I guess. But we would, I don't know, it's kind of insane, but like he would be really happy when I was really pissed off.
And vice versa.
And I would too. Like it was like, And I guess I don't know. Maybe that's kind of sick, but maybe it's quite normal being in a relationship as long as we've been in a relationship. But we've always gotten along really well. We've never really wanted to make the other person mad. We were always really happy with each other, and a lot of that made a very codependent relationship. We discovered that was a big eye opener.
Yeah, it was a biggie.
But we'll talk about that later.
That's another video.
Yeah, that's a whole video. That's a whole series of videos. So
anyway, like the whole twin flame thing started to me. It wasn't making much sense. It started feeling a little like negative. It started feeling negative.
You just don't like the person after you find out. You're just like, and immediately it's like, well, why would I want to do that? I don't want to do that.
In the twin flame community, there were a lot of, like we said, we saw a lot of toxic things happening. People, I guess, pining over somebody that they were convinced was their twin flame, or somebody was told they were a twin flame, and so they, a lot of divorces we heard. People like leaving family because that wasn't their twin flame.
They just left because all of a sudden they were convinced that this is not their twin flame. And I even talked to some people, and it's like they weren't even unhappy, before with their marriage, but they were like obsessed with this twin flame nonsense that they just completely dropped off everything, and they're so miserable. And today, to this day, miserable. Like it's crazy.
It started getting like, I don't know if this is really right. If this is coming from the one true God. This whole twin flame setup.
Yeah.
And so it started reminding me of a religious template, and how something outside of yourself, this twin flame person, is supposed to come in and complete you and fix you, and something outside of yourself is going to come save you. And it's very similar. And that whole setup is coming from the false light. It's coming from something that's keeping you away from your personal connection with God. It's veering you off, and it comes in looking like something good, right? And looking like something,
seemed like a great thing, right?
Just like the heavy religious template comes in looking like something very, very good, but it kind of gets you to a certain point and then veers you away from your personal connection, I believe. So this twin flame thing started looking a lot like that.
Yeah, so. I mean, it did. And that's the thing, you think this whole... I mean, I really kind of thought it was romantic. I write romance novels. I thought it was the most romantic thing. Oh, gosh, there's one person meant for everybody, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, they complete you. You complete me.
Lovely.
Love you, too.
So there's all these things. Like, you think this is the greatest thing ever. And then you start, like, looking into it. And, I don't know, we just kind of got on each other's nerves there for a little bit. And it wasn't anything that was, like, normal. I mean, we sort of went into this thing where, okay, we accepted the fact that, okay, we're twin flames. That's what it is. So we're supposed to be angry, I guess. So, and it's like, it almost like it was a switch flipped or something. It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that I couldn't understand it because he and I never argued about basically anything. We just always got along. We always tried to make each other laugh. We were always happy. every once in a while we'd do something stupid. And, we'd get into it for about a minute. And then we'd make each other laugh. And then we'd just get over it and forgive each other. And we've always been really good about it. Like, I don't know. It's just, we're human. And that's just kind of the things that we've gone through. But I remember I was in the car one night. And I was talking to God. And I was having this whole full-on conversation. Because, I'm intuitive and I can hear things. And I'm having this massive conversation. I probably look like a lunatic. And I was like, I don't understand this. Because why would you have me come down here, marry this man? Because I had this intense attraction for him. It just all over. Like, physical, emotional, everything. It was just...
It was my baby face.
It was pretty heart-shaped face. But I had all this, and I just... I was in love with him from like the moment I saw him or read his letter. And then why would God do that? And I asked God, I was like, why would you do that? If I have somebody else, there's somebody else in mind. Now I can understand if he wasn't my twin flame and, I got married, but here's the thing. Why would that happen? Why would you allow this whole family being built, and then I thought, well, maybe we're just supposed to be together to have kids. And then I thought, I was convincing myself this whole, because I'm like, put everything aside. And I was doing what the other people were doing. These people that were like leaving their families because they believed they were in this twin flame relationship and this is what's going to help the world and all this junk. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, this is insane. Why would I ever do something like that? And I asked God, I said, what's going on with this? Is this my person? And I got a resounding yes, he's your person. I was like, okay, that's what I thought. I mean, I've never had any other kind of, and I still like every once in a while have this like worry that it was, maybe I'm just dumb, and then I asked, is he, well, this is a later conversation about this divine counterpart. I was like, is this my divine counterpart? Yes. I mean, it's automatic yes, which I know he is, but it's a good thing to hear God say it. And then all of a sudden, I have this feeling that I was my own twin flame. And I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And it just made sense to me that I was my own twin flame. And I thought, well, this twin flame stuff is crazy. And then I saw like myself and I'm driving at the time because I'm having this, that's where I think the most in the car. And I saw this like half of me here and the other half somewhere else. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And then since I've had so many confirmations on this twin flame thing about how I'm my own twin flame. And then I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And I was like, yeah, it would be me. I would have my own twin flame, right? And so then I was kind of like laughing that I was like so weird, But after that, Earl starts talking to me about this whole thing. And then it's like a confirmation for me that I wasn't completely insane.
So we found out as she's, having these discussions with God about this, I'm coming across videos, coincidentally, that explaining the twin flame in a different way. And instead of your soul splitting and incarnating both on Earth at once, it's your soul does split into masculine and feminine, but only one aspect comes down and incarnates. So my masculine side would incarnate, and my feminine side would be still...
like your spirit.
Your spirit soul, kind of your guardian soul, higher self. And part of the twin flame journey is bringing that higher self, together
into union,
into union within yourself. So as she's thinking, oh, I'm my own twin flame, I was watching videos where, yeah, that's pretty much what they said. It's your higher self your other half of feminine energy that you would bring together and envelop into yourself, into one soul,
Yeah.
and balance out the masculine and feminine side, which is
Right.
part of this awakening and ascension stuff. And so the reason that you're um, attracted to, in my case, the feminine side, is because you're searching for that energy that's up, your higher self, that side of you. You're searching for that balance in the physical world. So um, there are several divine counterparts that could balance that energy out in the physical world. And it's not one twin flame person that could be that person.
Right.
Right. And the whole point is, it's not somebody in the physical world that's coming to save you. It's yourself doing all your work spiritually and balancing out the two energies and bringing heaven on earth within yourself to make that God connection.
Yeah, it's actually really awesome.
Right?
So it makes so much sense that the whole twin flame thing would be distorted.
Really
and,
resonated
yeah.
better with me that way.
So you think about, I'm just going to call, like the devil stuff, the enemy, right? You would think that it makes a lot of sense that the enemy would want you to think a completely different thing and you're going on the outside instead of looking in. So if you're constantly searching for something on the outside, you're not fixing what's inside.
Yes.
You're not going in the inside. And so you're not like doing the work that you need within yourself to make yourself a happy person. And, that's why they say, you got to love yourself. And when this whole ascension thing is insane because you don't love yourself. And that's why you're imbalanced, because you don't love yourself. And when you actually truly do love yourself, you come into balance. And when you do, you realize that other people can love you when you love you, because you love everything that you want to attract, the good parts about you. That's all what you love inside yourself. And that's what you attract on the outside with this other person.
So when you're imbalanced and you seek that balance from outside relationships, it can turn toxic. You can have the codependent relationship that we went through. You can have the neediness, the jealousy, and all that stuff can develop in relationships that way when one of the partners has that imbalance. So the whole point is that you become balanced within yourself. You work on all that crap. And when you self-love yourself to the fullest, then you can attract that person that's worthy of you, right? It's not, what's that old cliche? You put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you go help other people, right? So your first responsibility is to fix the imbalance within yourself and become balanced, connect to the higher self, and through that connect to the God source, universal love and all that within yourself. And then you can move that circle of responsibility outward.
And then once that happens, you attract this beautiful whole person that's amazing. You're not attracting a toxic person because you're not being a toxic person. You're being a good person. The law of attraction works this way, where you're attracting what you're putting out. Like you're putting out this great, you love yourself. Here's the thing about it. When you love yourself, you don't settle for something less. You never settle because you know what you're worth. So you would never go for somebody that is not worth your time or your energy. And that's a huge thing with your energy, is that, Earl and I have been together for a long time. Yes. Okay. However, when we met, it was really funny. It took us a long time to get blocks from each other.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's how it worked out for our relationship. But we had a lot of work to do in our relationship, because when we started noticing the things that we were doing, they were really toxic. I was jealous about a lot of stuff. I was, well, I'm sure you know more about what I was, but I was jealous. I got
Yeah,
jealous. I had like bad opinions about myself. Um,
I did too about myself.
yeah, he
You
did
know,
about himself.
so there's a lot of work to work on self love, and obviously I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of suppressed issues from rejection from when I was like 12 and 13 that I never worked through that came up. But um, that was something that came up because we were working on the spiritual path together,
Yeah.
and the whole twin flame thing again was I think to come in and kind of veer people off that personal connection,
Yeah,
right? Using
exactly.
somebody else to fix them. So imbalance attracts imbalance, and then it's all messed up. So
It's really messed up because God wants us to be happy. That's foremost what everything this is what the whole ascension's about. We're supposed to love everyone and we're supposed to love everything and we're not supposed to be angry and we're supposed to be happy and we're supposed to raise the vibration of this planet. So if you have certain people that are supposed to incarnate at this particular time, such as ourselves, and it's our job to raise the vibration of the planet, what would you think the enemy would want? They would want to confuse us, right? It would be the first thing to confuse you is you have this woman, such as myself, that had this jealous thing going and be like, oh, okay, he's not like your twin flame. Well, I just wasted my good child sexy years for nothing. That's all I could think. Oh, that's just great. Now I gotta go work out. So, sorry. Anyway, kind of like sometimes I look. So anyway, I started thinking all this stuff, and I mean, and that's crazy. I know we're great together, we're amazing, and so it just got insane. It's like all these doubts come into your head, and what's devil doubts? It's the details massively. The devil's in the details. Yeah. So it's insane. If you want to confuse somebody and put them on the wrong path, it's to completely distort this beautiful thing. You have this beautiful experience coming into balance within the yin and yang, and it's when you do come into balance, it feels amazing. You feel great. You feel like unstoppable because you're happy and you love yourself and you're not worried about like if you gain 20 pounds because you know that it's okay. It's just 20 pounds. It's like not a big deal.
yeah, the stuff that would devastate
Oh, this would
you
devastate
know
me if I went on camera like this before, but
devastate us earlier.
yeah.
It's just not a big deal anymore.
No, it's
You
not. There
know,
are so many
and
other things to, you
you
know.
said it a lot that you don't have to be with somebody because you need them, right? Oh, I
Yeah.
need them like oxygen. I can't survive without.
Oh, yeah.
No,
That's
it's
ridiculous.
that we recognize that we're individual souls
Hmm.
and we choose to interact with each other,
Yeah.
right? Nobody owns the other.
No.
It's not an ownership. It's not a jealousy. It's that we choose to just hang out and have fun and be happy together, right?
Yeah.
And that's coming from a much more balanced place than when
Yeah.
we thought it was, oh, we have to be with this person
It's almost like,
because God put the other half of our soul in another person.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's like,
I don't want that. That's
yeah.
stupid.
So,
And nobody wants that. I mean, if you do, you're imbalanced. You really need help because it's crazy. So what happens is that like it's the wants and needs.
yeah.
You don't need anything except for God. That's it. And when you don't have it, when you don't have that love, that feeling, that breath, because God is the breath. God is this amazing breath. You should take a deep breath. That's God. Everything like that. That's God. It's not the worry. It's not the fear. God is not fear. God is the most beautiful thing ever. And if you've ever been afraid, that's not God. If you've ever been angry, that's not God. It's not anything like that. And so this twin flame template that has been forced on people, this idea to think you have to go outside of yourself to make yourself happy, it's completely wrong. Everything everything to make you happy in your life is within. Every single thing is within because you have God within you. And the amazing thing, I was just reading the Gospel of Thomas, and if you haven't heard about it, it's in the Nag Hammadi text. It was this whole thing. They're the lost Gospels, and they were the things that were not put into the Bible, basically. They were in this cave, okay, in Qumran. And anyway, it was, I know, it's a little information for you. It's text, and the funny thing is Thomas was known as the twin. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So, pretty amazing stuff. Anyway, so a lot of people think Thomas was Jesus' twin brother. And, but anyhow, it's like not a proven thing, for biblical scholars, I guess. But, you can go whatever resonates with you at this point. If you feel like that's the truth, you should seek it. I'm a seeker of truth. And one of my things that I've been doing recently has been reading a lot of texts about the Bible again. I've been going through the Apocrypha texts. And I'm very interested in why they left certain books out. And one of the books that they left out was the Gospel of Thomas. And it talks about how to ascend and how to make yourself complete and how to have balance. And this completely resonates with this twin flame journey of the self. And, you should definitely read it. You can actually get it on Kindle right now, on Kindle Unlimited for free, if you have that. And it's the Gospel of Thomas, so you should check it out. And
so a lot of these lost books, I've been watching a lot of videos on like the Gospel of Mary Magdalene and a couple other things, and it does go back to the self connection.
Yeah.
That it's still in the Bible, but it's more encoded, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not quite just laid out for you, and a lot of these gospels just lay it out. It's the personal connection.
It goes about it what the temple is. The temple is the body. It's not an outside building. It's the body.
There's not a middleman between you and God.
No.
Whether it be a twin flame, a priest, pastor.
It's not like catechism where you have to go to the priest and talk to him.
Jesus said, like I am the way and the light. Yes, but you follow in his footsteps. You don't wait for him to come and an outside source to save you. He showed you the way. You can follow him, right? And all these lost books, the ones that didn't make it into the Bible, just lay it out, right?
Yeah, it tells you everything. And here's all these people that think that that they took these books out. 1946 is when they found those, but they also, that's odd. I never really thought about that. So 1946 they took them out. In 1946 they actually found the other ones. That's even odder. It's an oddity. Curious. So so there's a lot of things that you can look up. Anyway, I don't know if you agree with us on the twin flame thing, but it does resonate with our experience.
Yeah.
We have not had. It was definitely not a good experience. Thinking of it in those terms. Absolutely not. It was I'm going to go off and do this. I'm going to go off and do that. Sure, healing yourself is a good thing.
And we did take time for ourselves and do a video on some of the stuff that we went through. Healing our blocks and, discovering past childhood trauma and inner child healing and all that stuff. But it wasn't a, you're with the wrong person. You need to find your twin flame to fix yourself thing.
Right. And then we started, we were watching this lady named Carolyn, and she talks about, it used to be Carolyn Twin Flames, right? So she started talking about how that's not what we're doing anymore. That's not the, what was it, paradigm or something that she said? How did she say that?
I don't know how she said it, but it was...
Template.
Yeah. So she was supporting the Twin Flame community, and we love Carolyn, by the way.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And we still follow her and watch her. But there was a time where it was like, okay, this template's done.
Yeah, and then she said this is the false template. And now that we're going into this divine counterparts, and that fits so much better because it made so much more sense.
So all this kind of came around the same. You were having the intuitive hits.
Yeah, it was
I was
crazy.
watching videos on the different, theory on the twin flame, how it's your higher self, and it all kind of fit together, and it really resonates a lot better.
Yeah, it's so much better now because when I don't know, it's like when you understand, like, I'm not here for him, and he's not here for me. This is like a bonus here. Okay? So, not for him mostly, right? So anyway, now it's a bonus, and we're here to do something. We have these jobs that we do, but this is, we're here for each other, obviously, but we're not here for that. That's not the main purpose of our being. And that's the whole point. The twin flame thing was just like, oh, your whole point is to meet with this person to raise the vibration. It's like, that's crazy. Yeah. I did not resonate with that at all. I don't know, you didn't either.
No.
I don't feel like my whole purpose here is just to get a boyfriend. It didn't make sense.
So we've known several people that were convinced this other person, they were, shown this other person was their twin flame, and then, it turns out it turned into a disaster.
Yeah, and then they went after somebody else. Oh, that was false.
That was the false twin flame.
And then they went after somebody else, and oh, that was false. And it's like, and they were convinced each time. They were so convinced that this person was the person.
It just keeps sounding like the false light.
Yeah, and every time I was like, well, don't you know? Like, I don't understand how you don't know. Like, well, oh, I know. And I was told several times, oh, I know this is my person. I know this is my person. And it's like,
several different couples.
And you're convinced that, you look at them. Excuse me. Sorry. So you're convinced that this person, is really, don't get me wrong. I want them to be happy. I want people to be happy. But it's like you're going after, I don't know. You know how there's that saying that, when you're not looking for love, it comes to you, that whole thing, And,
well, yeah, when you're healed and balanced within yourself, you magnetize, you become the manifester. You can manifest, your divine counterpart or someone that will serve that purpose, But when you're balanced and everything's good, then people come into your awareness.
Yeah. It was funny because I wasn't dating anybody at the time. I asked Earl out, and I wasn't dating anybody at the time. I was going on dates and stuff, but it wasn't anything. And then we sat beside each other in class, and I was like, okay, I'm going for it. I'm asking.
And I wasn't looking for anything.
No, and I didn't really want anything like that, but then, so I had met him like a year before that. Yeah, it was like a year before that I met him, and I liked him. But then I was like, okay, I thought he was dating somebody, but here he wasn't. It was just me being dumb. And then then when I thought about asking out again, he actually was dating somebody. And then I was dating somebody, but just kind of like, I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. I was dating them. If you're watching this video. But anyway, I'm still friends with all my exes, so sorry. But anyway, so, we both were kind of like, didn't care. And then he went through something, and then he didn't want to date anybody. And I was kind of just flaky at the moment. And I remember asking him out, and he wasn't ever planning on going out with anybody. And then he said, yeah, okay, we'll go out. But it just sort of came together.
It naturally came together.
Yeah, and then it was just like, I'll be honest with you, I spent the night at his house. So it was great. Wasn't anything like that.
Not that way.
Wasn't that great? No,
not that way.
I don't care. Anyway, we didn't do anything. Anyway, it's like the next day, it was just like so natural. It just felt like we'd known each other forever, and it was amazing. And you know, and it was never awkward. We've been together
felt
ever
very,
since.
very natural. It did not feel forced or
No,
awkward. The biggest thing,
I don't think we ever had a real awkward anything.
no. If anything got close to awkwardness, we always just laughed and it was hilarious. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll get into that in another video when we get to know each other a little better.
No, we're not gonna. So there were some awkward things, you know, but it was just funny awkward. Nothing like serious or anything like that. And we always just kind of felt like, you know, it was supposed to be this way. And it wasn't that long after we started dating. And I was like, I asked him, you know, if he thought this was going anywhere because I won't waste my time.
She had a few,
Yeah, I did.
few
But
drinks.
he thought it was funny, and he's like,
But
oh,
I
yeah.
thought it was hilarious because I was into it.
So anyway, so it was, you know, obviously we were wasting time. We ended up getting engaged. Well, we started dating on May 14th, and then February 12th. After that, we got engaged, and then we got married the next year.
Yeah, we had to wait till we graduated
Yeah.
college.
We had to wait till we graduated.
everyone
We
else.
actually wanted to get married. We thought about going to Canada and get married. And then we thought, oh, maybe our parents won't pay for school.
Yeah, we had to finish.
We're not
finish
stupid.
school.
So anyway, we finished school. And yeah, so here we are. 21 years later.
Oh my God!
Married for 21. So we've been together for 24. So yeah, so it was natural from the very beginning. So if anybody would understand this twin flame thing and this soulmate natural attraction thing, it would be us. But it was never like that. It wasn't a toxic thing. And we do know that we have a big part of this ascension, and we do know who we are, and we do know that we're divine counterparts, and we do know that the twin flame template is toxic, especially for our existence.
It comes from the false light, bottom line.
Yeah. And we don't want anyone else to fall into that because it is painful. It's
now,
painful.
if you're in a wonderful relationship, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not trying to do that.
Go for it.
But go into it with a point of view. Be in mind that, you know, you have to do work. In any relationship, it is work. Even though it's always been easy here, it was easy up until when we started going through the ascension. And that was insane. And then it was a little bit...
taking turns doing dark nights of the soul.
Yeah, that was crazy. Living with each
inner
other during
childhood healing.
I actually pulled a knife on him. So it was funny. I pushed him down the steps.
So yeah, anyone going through some crazy stuff during ascension, just remember forgiveness and gratitude.
Yeah.
And
I'm grateful I
get
didn't kill
through,
him.
unpack all the dirtiness in you.
No, it's a lot, but just know that it's worth it in the end. It's been amazing, and we're coming from a really good place now. And you know, we actually debated on a while on doing videos and everything, and then all of a sudden it was just like it was time. We knew when it was time. So it was actually really exciting. So God bless you guys. We hope you have a great rest of the day. What do you want to talk about next? Do you know?
We've been getting a lot of questions about Kundalini and chakras and stuff.
Yeah.
And I can go through some. I've read about it a lot, and I can do a little bit on that, but that's going to be mostly
that's
your deal.
mostly me.
So,
I've gone through all of that, and
maybe we can talk about that one video. If you guys have any ideas of what we want to discuss,
just
put them in the comments.
let us know, and then we'll talk about it. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.